Hey, welcome back. I want to talk to you about a common problem. Whenever there's like an update on your plugins or WordPress or Elementor Pro or anything like that, it's not uncommon for you to hit a problem where either your website, you can't edit it, or something falls over, or your images disappear, or you're looking at the website and something's just gone amiss. And the obvious solution is to roll back to a backup. Now, most hosting providers provide it as part of their package. I use SiteGround, it's part of their package. They're really good at what they do. But you may have overlooked this because you may be thinking, well, I'm quite, cool with the way I've built my website and the shop, and I don't need to worry about it. You will at some point hit a problem where an update occurs and you're gonna either go, boom, everything's gonna look totally messed up, wrong, right? And you will have the problem of trying to roll back or deactivate plugins or whatever to get to the root of the problem. But even after doing all of that, your website is still slightly messed up and you're going to have to invest time to sort it out. The best solution, of course, whenever you're doing an update of a plugin, make sure you use a staging site, but that's not why we're here. What I'm trying to say is make sure you've got a backup. And if you're not getting it with your hosting provider, or your server or whatever you've got set up, you can actually set it up for free and restore for free as well using Updraft. Okay, now Updraft, loads of people know about it. It's there is a premium version, but you can totally bypass that really and just use the free version. So I'm installing the plugin for Updraft. It's really, really simple and quick, by the way. Okay, let's just install it. And then you're going to activate it. And there's multiple options for how you can set up your backup, okay? And you can either set it up like on Dropbox, Google Drive, and there's many others as well. But we're just going to go for Google Drive, okay? Just for the sake of it. Most people use Dropbox as well, so I will let you decide what you want to do. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to go into the settings. We don't really need to change much here, okay? Because we haven't got any backups or anything that we need to restore at the moment. But what we are going to do is go to the settings and we're going to decide on where are we going to be putting our backup, okay? Don't put it on your local drive or anything like that. Use one of these cloud resources, okay? Because it's a little bit more safer. So I'm going to, look, here's the options you have here. I am going to go for Google Drive, okay? And now when you do that, you will get asked to go through some settings. If you pick Dropbox, you have to go through Dropbox settings. If you pick Microsoft OneDrive, OneDrive is there. Sorry, I had a moment then thinking, is it there? OneDrive, you can do that as well, and you just got to go through some settings. So Google Drive, it's going to be in a folder called Updraft Plus. We want it to do plugins, themes, uploads, everything basically that we want, and we will now just go down here to say, do we want it to also email us every time it does a backup? I'm going to set this to be daily, and I'm not really fussed about a daily email. Yeah, you might want it, but I'm not fussed about that. You may want it if you've got an e-commerce store though, because you want to know that things are being backed up. But that's entirely up to you. I'm now just going to save the changes. Saving! Right. And it's now saying, right, so they've detected a remote storage option. So we just have to authorize our Google Drive. Now this is going to be pretty simple. Now when you've authenticated, you're going to get taken to this screen, which is now just basically saying, okay, setup's all done, click the button. You don't really need to read it. If you want to read it and study it and make a note of it and take a photo and a screenshot, you go for it. But once you've decided on where you're going to be setting up your backup, that's all you need to do. Now, the other thing also that I haven't touched on, which you would have noticed at the top, is where you get to decide your files and your databases, how often do you want to back them up? So you have the option of every 2, 4, 8, 12 hours, daily, weekly, monthly, and things like that. I would always recommend as a minimum that you do daily. And if you've got a shop, you might want to go for every 2 or 4 hours, depending on how busy you are, because you don't want to lose customer details and orders and go through the whole headache of trying to make sure things go out accordingly. But daily is a definite minimum. And I would just say that, I would go for 7 days minimum. So I always have a week, because sometimes your website might have fallen over, but you didn't realize until 1 or 2 days later. I mean, try to keep a check of your website on a daily basis. This is your baby out there. This is your brand. Don't just forget about it. Double check things are okay, because you might have to purge your cache. And if you're not purging it, you're losing visitors. Right, so we're now just going to go down and we are just going to hit save the changes again. And that should now be all okay. Nothing more to do. What we can now do is go to backup. And what we can now do is just click backup now. And we are definitely going to do all of the files and databases. Don't go, I only want the file, but I don't want the database. No, you want everything, okay? Don't miss anything out here. So we are now going to click, oh yeah, only allow this backup to be deleted manually. No, I'm fine with that. So backup now, that's now going to back up the site. And it's relatively pretty quick, really. I mean, when I say quick, it could be a minute or two, but it's not going to be like an overnight process. Now, once it's updated, you will then get the option to restore. What does that mean? Your website has gone down, there's an issue with it, because of a plugin or something else, you need to now restore from the backup. Well, all you'll do is once this is backed up, it will appear down here, like so. So as I was talking, this was all live, by the way. I didn't just pause the video, right? So this is now backed up. And if I just move myself to about over here, you see the option for delete and for restore. Well, this is going to delete after 7 days anyway, because it's only keeping the latest 7. If I had an issue, I would now hit restore and restore from the day before or whatever, and it would now bring my website back to the state it was before whatever day I've picked, right? So if the plugin came in today and it messed up, I would go back the day before, and maybe the day before that if I really had to. But this is how it is. It's dead simple. It's free. It's not costing me anything. Of course, though, if you do, the premium option is there if you want to start working on multiple sites and things like that. But keeping it free and simple for you, especially loads of you out there that I know are not backing up your website. And then you're unhappy and you might say, well, it's Elementor's fault. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm really sorry. But if you really need a backup and a free way to get a backup, this is what you need to do. Okay, look, I hope that helps you out. Like, subscribe, and I shall see you soon.